Chris from MyMMAnews.com, being joined by Earl Trouble Small. I don't know if I'm going to be in trouble after this interview, but I got Trouble right here with me. He is getting ready to take on Miles Lee. It's going down this Friday in Atlantic City, New Jersey at CFFC 104. You can catch it on UFC Fight Pass exclusively. My man Trouble's taking on Miles Lee. Both of them undefeated. Matchup made in heaven. Can't wait to see it. First and foremost, Trouble. What's going on, brother? How are you?
Dog, I'm living. I'm alive.
Hey, aren't we both, right?
Yeah,
we're
blessed.
closing down 2021, man. You're looking to go 2-0 for this year. I know you had a good year. Obviously, you had the style points with the last fight. You know what I'm saying? Sticking the tongue out. We all saw it. You look great. So, how are you feeling this fight camp?
I'm feeling good, man. I know it's kind of like everybody always says this. I busted my ass this camp. And coming off of that win in April, I was looking to fight. I wanted to fight in Tampa. I wanted to fight on the Mississippi card, especially in Tampa. I think it was CFFC 200. I was staying in shape, So I rolled right off of those into this, and I got a lot of tricks up my sleeve, man. I've been training my ass off, like, big time.
And I was going to say, you guys have been real busy here at 302. The vibe seems to be good. AT just had his win at Ring of Combat. You got some stellar fights coming up with some of your guys, and obviously you got your fight this Friday. So tell me about the gym vibe, man. Everything been going good. You have the Embedded series going on. So tell me, what's been going on with 302?
Man, you know what? This gym is like, it sounds crazy because we have been super notorious in the area, a really good MMA school, but I feel like 2022 we're going to peak even higher, especially because I feel like a lot of people feed off on me and my energy. The plans that I have for my own career, it's just like everybody's feeding off of it. There's so many good dudes. Again, like we just said, AT just came off that big dub, one of my main training partners. And that kid, like, nobody has even seen his potential. Seriously. You see it a little bit in his last fight, and that's off a 2-year layoff. That's one of my main training partners, and he gives me work. So you guys are going to be seeing him, Eric Chase, Crawford, our other Eric. We call him Johnny Cash. He's fighting in, I think he's fighting for the title, actually, Stellar. It's all big ups, big ups. So I think we're going to be peaking very soon.
A lot of the people you just mentioned, I've noted that are notorious and great strikers. Obviously, you being a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. So you're training with phenomenal strikers, hands down. Would we maybe get to see a little bit of Trouble coming out of the shell? I mean, it doesn't seem like you have to break out your striking in your fights because your grappling is more dominant than your opponents thus far. Yeah. So we're going to see a little mix-up in this fight?
Yeah, I feel like when you're one of my training partners, you kind of know, because my fights just never really last that long, or I don't get to strike a lot. I've never been in a kickboxing fight, but anybody who has sparred with me, they're like, whoa, shit, you actually do this shit too? Like, you're kind of good at this. I'm like, yeah. And I've worked with a lot of good guys in the area. Specifically, I got a ton of guys here, Eric Chase, AT, another guy who came down from Philly, Q, a good wrestler, amateur guy coming up. I was also, this entire camp, I didn't tell anybody, didn't post any pictures, but I've been going to Martinez BJJ, working with Chris, Kyle, Patrick, all of those heavyweight guys. So I think I earned their respect as well. Like, oh, you're not just a funky jiu-jitsu dude, you know, a little weird flying triangle guy. You can strike a little bit, and I think I earned their respect as well. But that's just yet to be seen.
So obviously this interview will come out, so there's not going to be much time for adjustments. So you bringing up a point that I didn't even know about, not many people knew about, because obviously social media, you didn't put it out there. You making the trip to Martinez BJJ, why that little change up in your normal routine? Obviously I know you go to Migler Reese, you know you 302 home base, but yeah. Why the switch up?
You know what, I always felt like they were kind of like a brother school, because I always seen Will and his brother. I would see them at Balance when I was a kid. My last camp, I spent a lot of time at Algeo MMA, who, again, I feel like is like a brother school. And there's just bigger guys at Martinez. It used to be a smaller guy school,
I know.
And now it's like a big guy school. So I was like, shit, can I get up there and get some work? Will invited me, and you know, I was super blessed to get that work on top of what I already have here, the school that I have here, the guys that I have here. So once a week going up there, or excuse me, once every other week going up there was like just a little cherry on top.
So you're taking on Miles Lee. He's 2-0 to your 4-0. What do you think of the matchup?
I think on paper, people are like, oh, it's going to be a great grappling match or grappling exchange. And I respect him as a grappler and a fighter, and I think he has a lot of potential. But I honestly think I have it everywhere. Striking, grappling. He's going to be very surprised of my wrestling. I have like a funky wrestling. I'm not a scholastic, put on my my singlet, go out there and shoot a double, but I have a very weird wrestling. I'm sure some of my former teammates are telling him that, like, hey, yo, Trub's funky, which is like so hard to train for. They're not going to kind of open up a Gracie Jiu-Jitsu book and read what the hell I'm going to do. I have such a funky style, funky game, and that also translates with my stand-up. So I'm a tough guy to train for. You got to really just fight me, and that's what I plan on doing.
And you're not 4-0 for no reason. Not only that, but undefeated in your amateur days, too. So like you said, you transitioned me and segued me into my next question. So you do have some past training partners that are up there in Philly training with Miles Lee. Did that even cross your mind thinking that they might be giving some of your pointers, some of your tips, some of your almost go-tos away?
You know what? I love those guys to death, and I would hope they're not out there like, do this, fuck Trub. Because, you know, I really got a lot of respect for those dudes. But I don't think they can tell them, because when I work with them or grapple or wrestle with them, I just have such a funky game, you know, and I would try to work with these guys and get knowledge off of them. Let's use Petrosky for an example. I've worked with him since he was his first ever MMA fight. And yeah, I did pull some wrestling and nice little tricks off of him, but I can never really emulate his game. So to think that maybe he's there going, Trub likes to do this, and Trub, it's just kind of unrealistic.
Yeah. So the Embedded series, I talked a little bit about it earlier. I want to talk about it now. It gave fans a real deep insight into the life of Earl Trouble Small. It was fun. It was educational. You got to see a little bit about your training, and almost it really dictated how the life of an up-and-coming prospect. So kudos to you on that. But then too, you're breaking the gypsy code, man. I mean, what's going on with this? You're giving people too much insight into the gypsy lifestyle.
Yeah.
So tell me about the Embedded series. What gave you the idea for that, and why now put it out?
You know, it was fun. Honestly, it was just so much fun. Training camps suck. They're horrible. And I feel like because I am a gypsy, sometimes I can kind of come off a little like mysterious, or some people get the wrong impression about me. They'll think I'm just some stuck-up pretty boy asshole who triangles people. And really, I'm a human. I'm goofy. I'm funny as shit. And that was just fun to shoot and just kind of, like you said, give somebody inside sight of that I am working and I'm a normal dude. I know on Instagram, like, I look like a pretty boy or an asshole, but, bro, I'm a goofball. I watch fucking anime. I do jiu-jitsu. I play video games. Like, I'm a nerd.
Yeah. I can understand how some people can get that impression. I told you before, at first, I was like, the guy, he's got that slick personality. He's walking around the fight. You know, he's confident. And, you know, maybe that's something that people aren't used to, is seeing someone walk around with the utmost of confidence. Maybe intimidates some people.
Yeah.
Where does that confidence come from, that swag?
My family. Because if you know, maybe you know a few of my cousins, like Crazy Swayze. You know, my crazy cousins, like, they don't have much going on for them, but they'll walk into the room and, hey, what's up? And they just light up. You know, my family is just like that. Me, I'm a little bit more quiet, and I'm very analytical. So it might come off as if I'm smug or just an ass, but really I'm just in my own mind chilling, and, you know, I got respect for everybody. I love everybody, but that's just my personality. I'm very quiet until you get to know me, and you're like, oh, this is a different
Once
person.
you get past the facade, getting to know Earl Small is something completely different. The IG doesn't match the personality.
No.
I can promise you that. One of the coolest people you'll ever come across.
I appreciate
Fun
that.
as hell to talk to, whether you're talking about fighting or just even on a personal level. I just enjoy every time we get a chance to catch up. So back to the fight. Somebody's O has got to go, and the fight is coming up quick. This Friday, it's going down, man. So how do you think the fight's going to play out with Miles Lee?
Oh, you know, it's going through my head like so many times, and like I told you, I feel like I'm the better fighter everywhere. Not to take anything from Miles, because I think he's a great athlete with a great future, but I just have a lot of finishes. I'm a finisher, so I plan on taking this fight to him and making him feel uncomfortable. I see sometimes he has some cardio issues. I plan on taking the fight to him on the feet, making him feel uncomfortable, making him want to wrestle. And this whole camp, Adam, my coaches, my pop, you know, everybody's been saying what he's best at is the worst thing he can do. His wrestling is the worst thing that he can do. Trying to control me, I'm just a freak. I throw up a lot of subs. It's going to be hard for him to control me for 15 minutes. So,
do you have a prediction for us?
You know what? I want to I'm thinking it's almost like the last fight with Wamsley. I would say first to second finish. That's my prediction. I want to try to get him out of there, put the pressure on him. have him make a mistake and me capitalize on it.
What about the plans for 2022? We got the holiday season coming up, obviously, after this week. Planning on getting the dub. How do you celebrate the holidays? How do you get ready for 2022?
Dude, low-key, this fighting shit just drains me. I would rather just be on an island and out chilling in Dallas, Texas with my boys. So I got one more fight on this contract. I would like to just knock that off. I wanted to get it done in a year, but unfortunately it didn't happen. We'll see what CFFC wants to do with me. What the next fight that they offer. We'll see. I want to enjoy myself after this fight. I've actually had an offer to get on the Contender Series. I told this to Bob when I seen him in Atlantic City. So I don't know what the future holds for me. I got a short notice text message from my manager. Jeremy hits me up and he says, yo, Dana White Contender Series next week at 170. And I'm just like, I love the offer, but I can't make 170. And if I did, I wouldn't be able to perform at my greatest. So it would be nice to get that experience, but I want to go there and win and get a dub.
Yeah.
So that let me know that's where I am. So as far as 2022, who knows? You know, I get a big dub here. I think I'm one of the hottest prospects in the area and the hottest prospects in CFFC. So
it all goes down this Friday. CFFC 104, Earl Trouble Small is taking on Miles Lee. It is going down, and it's going to be one fantastic hell of a fight. I can't wait to see it. For Earl Trouble Small, Earl, I appreciate it.
You're the man, brother.
Let's keep it locked to mymmanews.com for all your fight news needs.